in Detroit. They are the greatest fans in the world, and I thank you. And I won't say any much because they have to play again at 1:05 or 1 o'clock, I'm not sure. And I really thank everybody, and it's an honor to be here in Detroit, and I won't ever forget this city. And God bless you all. Thank you.
There you have it, Maglio Ordonez, on what Dave Dombrowski called a very special day for the Tigers organization. A well-deserved standing ovation from 40,000 strong here at Comerica Park. One final wave to the crowd. You're going to see signs like that all afternoon. No question what Maglio meant to this town and this team. Before we get out of here, we're going to check out our Just for Men Auto Stop Foolproof stat. And for that, we look at Mag's time with the Tigers. .312 average, that magical season in 2007 for him at the plate when he is the AL batting champion. And really, as Dan Dickerson pointed out, he and Pudge Rodriguez, a big part of the baseball renaissance here in Detroit. Just as the Tigers could count on Maglio Ordonez, you can count on Just for Men Auto Stop for foolproof results.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. It is an absolutely beautiful day for baseball here at Comerica Park. Welcome to the Motor City and welcome to the final game of this three-game series featuring the New York Yankees and your Detroit Tigers. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, Rod Allen, glad to have you with us. Tigers trying to win 2 out of 3 against the Yanks. They do so with Justin Verlander on the mound here today, Rod. He has stubbed his toe the past couple of times out, but they need him to be good today.
Well, that's why that win last night by the Tigers was monumental, knowing that they would have Justin Verlander going out here on Sunday afternoon to possibly give the Tigers a win, and they have to start winning some series here at home. You play 500 on the road, but you try to win when you come to your own yard. And they've got the perfect guy on the bump today. His last couple of starts, as you have mentioned, he did struggle. The earned run average is over 4, and he'll need to pitch the game of his life here today against this New York Yankees team. They're a very good team. They've got a lot of left-handers. They've got lots of switch hitters. Very good baseball team to get through.
And it would be nice for the Tigers to win 2 out of 3. Off day tomorrow. Cleveland comes to town beginning Tuesday night here at the ballpark. Tigers, Yanks just minutes away, but right now, back to the Call Sam studio we go. Here's Trevor Thompson. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. Makes the running catch. He got him, strike 3. 8 1/3 innings of no-hit baseball. Justin Verlander making his first home start since the one-hitter against the Pittsburgh Pirates on a glorious day for baseball here in the Motor City. And Justin today presented by Soaring Eagle Casino.
Despite losing his last couple of starts, Verlander still comes in with an outstanding record, 5-3. The earned run average just a shade over 5. You know he features the 100-mile-per-hour fastballs, but 3 other secondary pitches to go at that. It should be a wonderful afternoon here at Comerica Park.
And here is the starting lineup that he will face, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. For the Yankees, it'll be Derek Jeter leading off, playing shortstop, followed by Curtis Granderson in center. A-Rod is the DH today. Robinson Cano at second base. Mark Teixeira just 3 for 25 career against Verlander. Ibanez in left. Swisher, Chavez, and Russell Martin rounding out the starting lineup for the Yankees. And by the way, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow, and you will get yourself a free small order of curly fries.
Let's set the Tigers defensively for you. It is always presented by Beaumont Health System. Don Kelly with a spectacular catch in last night's game. Barry also on the outfield with Kelly and Brennan Bosch. Fielder, Worth, Peralta, Cabrera round out the infield, and Omir Santos is getting his second consecutive start behind the plate. The other 2 catchers for the Tigers are a little banged up right now.
Well, the Yankees get their manager back here this afternoon. Joe Girardi was tossed out of the game yesterday late in the contest in his 5th season as the Yankees skipper. 412 victories for Joe Girardi. The Yankees and Tigers settling up a 3-game series here, each team with a win. Tigers had a great victory last night, a great ceremony before the game today for Maglio, and we are ready for baseball this afternoon. What a gorgeous day here in the Motor City. Packed house as Derek Jeter stands in, facing right-hander Justin Verlander. Here's the first pitch of today's ball game, and it's hit in the air to right field. Bosch backing up, still going. He turns, he looks, and it is gone.
No hitter, shutout, gone on the first pitch this afternoon. Wow.
Derek Jeter goes the opposite way, his 6th home run of the season, wasting little time, and the Yankees have a 1-0 lead.
It's a fastball that's outside at 90 miles an hour, and Derek Jeter, for the most part, hits balls in that direction, but very few of his balls reach the seats in that direction if he's not in Yankee Stadium.
Here is Curtis Granderson, who takes the ball outside. So a quick strike for the Yankees here today. A little bit of a hush over the crowd here, a sellout crowd at the ballpark. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And it's low, 2 balls, no strikes. Granderson batting .261 with 17 home runs this season. The 2-0 offering is outside, 3-0 on Granderson. Verlander today in search of his 6th victory of the season. Losses in his last 2. Now the 3-0. Granderson taking, and it's ball 4. So a leadoff homer and a 4-pitch walk. That'll bring up Alex Rodriguez. Tigers a thrilling victory last night in a game that was delayed by rain at the beginning. They got a run in the bottom of the 9th, evening up the series. A-Rod 2 out of 9 in this series.
Cabrera almost brought that rain back with those moonshots he hit to straightaway center field.
2 of the longest home runs we have seen hit at this ballpark. A-Rod, meanwhile, has a homer. It came in the first game of the series Friday night. Batting .280 this year. And Verlander misses way inside, 1-0. Leadoff home run by Jeter. Fans barely settling into their seats for this one. Granderson with 3 steals this year at first base. Been caught 3 times. There's a strike call. 1-1 on Alex Rodriguez.
Did you enjoy your evening off last night?
I, in fact, enjoyed the whole day off yesterday.
Wasn't it nice?
Yeah, it was. A little bit of a break. Got to watch the Tigers on TV. Big fellas at Fox handled all the play-by-play. Here's the 1-1. Popped him up. Heading back toward the seats and out of play. How about you?
I enjoyed my day off as well, and I didn't realize really how tired I was yesterday. I chilled.
Yep. All it takes is a day off for you to realize that. But it's good to get back in there today. And really a lot of buzz at the crowd. Great ceremony before the ball game this afternoon, and another packed house. 1-2 on Alex Rodriguez. Verlander missing low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. JV career against these Yankees is 4-3, but his ERA is north of 4.
They always have outstanding players, as most people know. They have future Hall of Fame players. They have a nice mixture of left-handed batters, power hitting right-handers, some switch hitters, a lot of professional hitters.
Now it's 3-2. And it's really the same old story against the Yankees. Their main mission is to get that starter out of the game, get to your middle relief. They work the counts extremely well.
They wear you down. And more than likely, Granderson will be on the move here on this 3-2 pitch with nobody out.
And the runner goes, and it's fouled back out of play.
And when you're stealing in this situation, normally you don't want to get picked off, so you don't want to be too good with your jump. But if you're Granderson, you might want to get the best possible jump you can with the right-hander Verlander being on the mound if he's running again, just in case A-Rod does strike out. And Santos really doesn't have a chance to throw you out.
Runner going again, and it's ball 4, and a slow start for Verlander, a homer and 2 walks. And already the Yankees doing what they do best. And now here is Robinson Cano. The Yankees, however, have not been very good this year with men in scoring position. They'll try and change that here today as Cano stands in.
I was talking to their manager, Joe Girardi, about that before the game, and he feels like with all the guys that he has, they're going to pick it up. They have to, but he does appreciate the fact that they can trot around the bases with regularity with their home run prowess.
Yeah, they definitely have all season long. Cano takes a ball that gets away from Santos, advanced the runners, and this is a first inning that has not gone to script. Move them up, 2nd and 3rd now, nobody out.
They got crossed up there. And now they are talking about it, and that is unfortunate because with runners on 1st and 2nd in the double play in order, they have a double play candidate standing in that batter's box, and Robinson Cano. He had hit into 7 already this year, but that is taken out of play now.
So the pass ball will be charged to Santos, but as you mentioned, they got called up. An unfortunate pass ball for Omir. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Checked it, and it rolls foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cano is 1 out of 8 in the series. 2 base hit. Slick fielding second baseman, considered the top offensive second baseman. He has hit 8 home runs so far this year. And now time called as Verlander takes a little bit too long. A little bit of a breeze blowing out toward left this afternoon on a gorgeous day. There's a strike called on the check swing, 1-2.
Outstanding breaking ball there from Verlander. And one thing that you have to do against the Yankees, you have to continue to change what you're going to throw pitch to pitch. These guys are very good at what they do. A lot of times if you throw them the same pitch on consecutive pitches, they're all over it.
Now the 1-2. Inside and high, backed him out of there, right at the letters of Cano.
Now if Verlander wants to, he can go back to that breaking ball, but he must locate it.
Yankees lead the American League. The home run by Jeter was their 79th of the year. Here's the 2-2 from Verlander. Missed it outside, run it full now, 3-2.
That was the 27th time in Jeter's illustrious career that he has led off a ball game with a home run.
That's a lot. Yeah, I know he's been around a long time, but that is a lot of leadoff home runs.
Special player.
Here's the 3-2. Fouled away by Cano.
Verlander pitching in a lot of stress already here today. 18 total pitches, and he doesn't have an out yet.
Well, he tried to get one there. His last pitch at 97 miles an hour. Three balls, two strikes on Robinson Cano. Nobody out. We're in the first. A run in. Swing and a miss. He got him again at 97. First strikeout for JV.
Here it is, hit it. 97-mile-per-hour fastball right down the middle. And there's a lot of guys in the big leagues that can't catch up to this pitch.
Cano becomes the first strikeout victim today for Verlander. Here is Teixeira. And he looks at ball one. It missed outside. Teixeira batting .257. He's had an RBI in the series, 2 for 8. He's also walked a couple times. Ground ball foul outside of the bag at first. 1 ball and 1 strike. Not really good numbers against Verlander. 3 for 25. One of those hits, though, a home run. Here's Verlander's 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball, and he just has not been able to throw that pitch for strikes early on here. 2-1. JV has now thrown 22 pitches here in this first inning. Broken bat into shallow right field. Barry coming on. He'll make the catch. Runner tagging from third. Throw to the plate on one hop, not in time. Granderson scores. It's a sacrifice fly to make it 2-0. Teixeira gets his 32nd RBI. That'll bring up Raul Ibanez. 2 runs on 1 hit in this inning. One of the walks has come around to score. Still at second base is Alex Rodriguez. Ibanez looks at ball 1. You can see the wind is ruffling the uniforms of everybody on the field today. There's a very stiff wind blowing out toward left. The 1-0 pitch. Fouled back out of play. So if you get one in the air out toward left field today, you got a pretty good shot at getting it out.
Ibanez turned 40 years old yesterday. Happy belated birthday to Raul. 40 years old and still trying to hit a 97-mile-per-hour fastball.
Popped it in the air, a shallow left field. The wind swirling it a bit, and Kelly stays with it for the final out. They get 2, strand 1, and here come the Tigers. Mark Quentin Berry at the top of the Tigers starting lineup, which is presented by Big Boy. It'll be Berry off to a fabulous start, then Worth and Cabrera, who in his last 4 has been red hot. Prince Fielder is at first base. Delman Young, the DH. Bosch is in right. Peralta, Kelly, Santos, your bottom 3 today for Detroit. Starting pitcher today is Phil Hughes for the Yankees. He is presented by Bill Fox Chevrolet of Rochester.
Hughes coming off his worst start of the year in his last outing against the Los Angeles Angels, where they got him for 7 earned runs. And as you can see, he's been giving up some runs this year. The ERA is over 5.5, and he's also been giving up some home run balls. So the Tigers should have an opportunity to get right back into this game at some point in time against Phil Hughes.
And hopefully that is right now, as Quentin Berry steps in. And he looks at strike 1. Tigers gave up 2 runs in that first inning. They've now allowed 39 in the first inning, most of any inning. So that first has always been a bugaboo, at least this year for the Tigers. Berry fouls one off, and now it's 0-2.
And it kind of reflects into their winning and losing, because most teams at this level, when you do score first, you usually win. And as you just pointed out, Tigers have been getting off to some sluggish starts this year.
Yeah, that's what the numbers say, and they've been true to form. Here's the 0-2. Berry looks at a ball high. Well, we've seen Quentin now for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. What do you think?
I like his legs. That much is for sure. He can really run. I like the way that he likes to use his legs as well by hitting the ball on the ground.
You know, the other thing about Quentin is the fact that we've talked about that he's been in the minor leagues 6.5 years. This is his first big league opportunity. He doesn't seem to be fazed by any of this.
Not at all. He's having fun. This is an opportunity of a lifetime for him. This guy was released 4 times in the minor leagues. That's a staggering number.
It is. There's a line drive caught on a mini leap by Jeter.
Most guys would have went home after the second release.
Well, Berry's perseverance paying off. 1 out for Danny Worth. Danny batting an even 200 is 1 for 7 in this series with an RBI. Tigers still battling those injuries. They are short. Vila banged up. Laird banged up. Dirks placed on the DL. There's ball 1 outside to Danny Worth. Jim Leland has had to go to battle with a short bench, and last night he was down to his final bullet when Santiago came in the game. That shot in the air towards center field. Granderson on the run. He'll get to the gap and cut it off. 2 gone.
Tim Hortons is the sponsor of the New York Yankees defensive alignment. It's a very good defense. They've only committed 20 errors this year. That is the fewest among all clubs in 2012, so they can really catch that baseball.
2 up, 2 down. That brings up the big fella, Miguel Cabrera, batting .323. And about 900 feet of home runs last night.
That was ridiculous. It really was.
When you start putting him in the camera well out in center field, that does qualify as ridiculous.
When the center fielders don't move and balls are hit to center field, you know that something special just happened.
Yeah, especially since it's 420 out there. 3-0 the count.
I was talking to Joe Girardi before the game, and of course he managed Cabrera down in Florida, and he said people really don't realize how good this guy is. Most do, but he said there are some people out there that still really don't know.
In there 3-1. Well, those that don't know yet are learning very quickly. Not a ballpark in baseball that can hold Cabrera. Here's the 3-1 from Hughes, and it's ball 4.
Also talking to Derek Jeter before the game during batting practice, he said he'd never seen anything like this, and neither have we. These balls are straight away to center field, way up on top of that ivy end. It's the first time 2 homers have been hit to center field in the same game. Just a remarkable amount of talent Cabrera has to hit the baseball.
And for Miguel, 22 career multi-homer games. 13 of those have come in a Tigers uniform.
And he hit both of those on breaking pitches. Those were not fastballs. They were pitches in the low 80s.
That's going to get by the catcher. Martin advanced the runner to second.
Well, I don't know if Martin was crossed up there because there's nobody on second base, but he really went after that pitch like he was crossed up.
See a replay on it. Yeah, it looked like he was crossed up, but I don't believe he was. That's a pass ball, they called it. One ball, no strikes. Fielder trying to drive in a 2-out run here. If anything, Prince has been very consistent this year. He did have that one stretch where he was, I think, 0 for 21, something like that. But Prince, for the most part, has been over 300 all season long. He's knocked in 34. He's hit 8 home runs. And Hughes pounds the inside corner, 2-1. Pretty good in his last 9, 486. 9 driven in. And the 2-1. Outside, 3-1.
Kind of looked like Hughes is going to pick the guys that he wants to pitch to in this game today. He wanted no part of Cabrera. Basically walked him on purpose. And has now fallen behind Prince as well.
High towering fly ball to left. Ibanez backing up to the warning track, and he'll make the catch.
A lot of wind up there.
Almost carried it out. Today brought back a flood of memories for me with Maglio.
One of the classiest baseball players that I've ever been around in my 35 years of professional sports. Unbelievable human being.
Maglio announcing his retirement before the game today in front of a sellout crowd. And just a great ceremony before this afternoon's game. Here come the Yankees in the second. A line drive to center and off the glove of Johnny Peralta. There's no play.
Tigers did it right as far as that ceremony was concerned, and of course we carried it live on Fox Sports Detroit.
Now Swisher is aboard here in the second.
I thought maybe Johnny was going to get to this ball. He did actually get to it, and the ball right off the tip of the glove. If Johnny could do it all over again, he probably would just simply leave his feet, because if he leaves his feet and he's airborne, he catches that ball.
Strike one on Eric Chavez. Part of Verlander's problem in the first was falling behind. He was just 1 for 6 on first pitch strikes, and the one was the home run to Derek Jeter. This lifted foul toward left.
Command is never an issue with Verlander. As a matter of fact, in his last couple of starts, even though he gave up 5 earned runs in his last outing against the Boston Red Sox, he still only walked 1 in that game, in that ballpark. So usually he has great control.
JV has not walked more than 2 in any start this year, with the exception of the game against Texas back in April. 1 and 2.
In that game against Boston 5 days ago, Verlander really didn't have a breaking ball. His curve wasn't working, and we don't say that very often about Justin. He had the fastball that got up to 100. He always has that, but every now and then there will be a particular start where one of his pitches don't work, but he still has some other very good pitches he could use.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
And really, it was a really big hit by Daniel Nava on the 3-2 fastball at 100 miles an hour that he hit down the left field line, which drove in 3. That did most of the damage.
Just popped in the air toward left, picking up some steam. Kelly going back to the track, leaping against the wall to make the catch. Donnie made a nice one in last night's ball game. That one was going to stay in the park, but nice nonetheless.
Here's that one from last night where he took a home run from Mark Teixeira.
Donnie Kelly flashing some leather. It's today's catch.
If you're in left field today, you may as well play deep, because these balls are carrying that way.
1 on, 1 out. Swisher back in there.
One more look at the Donnie play. The ball from last night to today. Plays look alike.
The only difference is maybe a couple of feet. That's it. They looked exactly the same. There's a bender that misses. 1-0 on Russell Martin. Martin batting a .190.
He got off to a much better start last year in his first tour of duty in a Yankee uniform.
Martin is one of those catchers that can run, and has been able to run in his career. 74 career stolen bases. 5 seasons with the Dodgers over in the National League. Leadoff single by Swisher, still standing at first base. And the 1-1. He was showing bunt there, and he buckles out of the way. Two and 1 on Russell Martin. And then missed outside. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Verlander actually has thrown more balls in this game than he has strikes. 36 total pitches. 19 of those have missed the strike zone.
We are not used to saying that.
No.
3-1. He missed again. There's another walk. So Verlander has walked 3.
This is going to have to be one of those grinded out kind of games for Verlander to stay in this one, because clearly there's something that's a little off. He can get it together, but he's a little off right now, to say the least.
And what compounds the fact that he's got to get it together is that he's facing these hitters. I mean, Jeter now strolls in. And he homered on the game's first pitch back in the first inning. Here's ball 1 inside. So Justin continues to struggle with his control. Yankees lead 2-0. The homer by Jeter and a sac fly by Mark Teixeira in the first inning. And the 1-0. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Johnny flips to second one. Worth with a relay and a double play. Well, that'll fix it all right there. It goes 6-4-3. Nothing doing for the Yankees. They still lead 2-0. Stability since 1849. Ram, guts, glory, Ram. And by Pepperoni, dogs just know. Back here in the Motor City on a beautiful day for baseball here in Detroit. Yankees up 2-0 as we go to the bottom of inning number 2. And Phil Hughes back to the hill facing Delman Young to start things off. And strike one on Delman. Young, Bosch, Peralta. Tigers got a walk in the first to Cabrera, but could not score him. 1 ball, 1 strike. Delman Young has been picking it up, 4 for 8 in this series. And he fouls it straight back. Phil Hughes out of Mission Viejo, California, goes 6'5", 240. Here's the 1-2 outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hughes is 25 years old. He will be 26 later this month. And the 2-2 back out of play.
Phil Hughes is not throwing as many cut fastballs as he has the last couple of years. More fastballs, 4-seam variety. He'll get up to 95. Also has a curveball and a changeup.
They got him on strikes.
And there's that curveball at about 77 miles an hour. It's a knuckle curve as well.
One gone here in the second. This game, by the way, is available in shimmering high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD. It is sponsored by Xfinity from Comcast. Bosch rolls one towards second. Cut off by Teixeira, and Hughes will cover for the out. 2 gone.
It was vivacious on Friday nights.
Yes.
And shimmering
today. Yep. You know, by the way, I'm going to start asking you to contribute to this.
Well,
find some words for me.
Oh, I might have to get a dictionary.
That's all right. Whatever means possible, doesn't matter.
I was thinking about that vivacious this morning, though. It's going to be hard to top that one.
It's probably number one on the list, I would say, so far. You would imagine how many people get a kick out of it.
And that's what we do. We aim to please.
I guess. Here is Peralta. Breaking ball in for a strike.
Some, that is. Anyway. Some, doesn't matter what you do.
Can't please them all. Johnny batting .239. One ball and one strike. Johnny's had some success against Hughes. 5 for 12 against the Yankees right-hander. The 1-1 is a bender outside, 2-1.
That is always an advantage when you're stepping into the batter's box and you know you've had some success against a guy like Hughes. And Peralta now finds himself in a fastball-friendly count. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Another breaking ball. He's thrown a lot of those. 2-2.
That's a good pitch. 2-1. Throw a breaking ball for a strike. You know Peralta dialed in for his fastball and couldn't pull the trigger on that curveball.
Right back up the middle on a ground ball into center field. Right by Hughes, who tried to kick it and save it, but he couldn't do it. So the Tigers have their first hit today. And that brings up Don Kelly. 1 for 3 in the series for Don. Ball 1 from Hughes.
Tigers had to put Dirks on the disabled list with that injury.
They tried to wait as long as they could, but it just wasn't getting better. And so another one goes on the DL for Detroit. There's a strike call.
Well, they've been playing shorthanded for about 2 weeks now. Certain guys not able to play. It took them a few days before they finally put Jackson on the DL. So Jim was shorthanded at that time while they waited on Austin.
That is popped up. Foul ground, third base side, and a sliding catch by Chavez.
He has won some gold gloves in the past.
He showed why there. Terrific sliding play to end the inning. So Chavez with a terrific defensive catch. And you're watching Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. Ordonez, who today announced his retirement officially, and Maglio's looking like $1 million. He's making us look bad, Rod, to be honest with you.
He is, isn't he?
Congratulations, buddy. I know it's been an emotional day for you. Can you put it into words what today has meant to you here in Detroit?
Well, thank you for inviting me to be here. And, you know, I don't have word to describe the feel that I have when I walk through the field and I see all my fans, all my family, my ex-teammates, and when I see the Yankees, it was unbelievable. You know, it was wonderful, and I really enjoyed it. And it was nice. It was nice, and I appreciate that the organization who put this together.
Maglio, tell us a little bit about how you're doing right now. Of course, the last time we saw you on the field, you had an injury, and I guess that's probably prompted the way that you've shut it down now. But how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling great. You know, my ankles, fortunately, is being really good. Feels good. And I think it's one of the reasons that I have to retire, because I don't want to take a risk and come back and try to play, and I don't know how my ankle's gonna respond. And, you know, I want my ankle back when I'll be like a normal person. So, but I'm glad I'm healthy. I was training. I got in shape, and my ankles respond well. But you know, I decided to retire.
Curtis Granderson is leading it off here in the third for the Yankees. We're chatting with Maglio Ordonez, who decided to call it a career today in an announcement before the game, the retirement. And Maglio, there still has to be a big part of you, though, as you were on the field and seeing your former teammates and the Yankees, that feels that you can still play this game. And how difficult is it for you to realize now that you'll have to be watching games to be a part of baseball?
Well, it's hard, you know, but it's a reality. You know, it was going to happen sooner or later, and I'm glad that I'm retired right now, you know, and I'm gonna retire, you know, with the good way, because I played last year in a good level, I played in the playoff, and I did good, and you know, it's time to spend time with my family. You know, it's time to be a fan and watch games.
Maglio, talk a little bit about your relationship with Mr. Illich. I know we've reported that you guys have a very good relationship, but really talk about him and just how influential he has been in your career.
Yeah, well, he's one of the reasons, or the main reason that I came here to Detroit. He brought me here. You know, we met in Miami 7 years ago, and we have a really nice conversation. He showed me the ring that I want to have, that ring, but in baseball, because he had so many in hockey. He never had one in baseball, and we did it, but we came short. You know, but you know, he has his ring, and at the time we talked to him in Miami, he was nice to me, and he brought me here. You know, and I'm glad he did it, because I got so many memories here, so many good times in this city and this stadium with my teammate that I enjoy all my career here.
Mags, everybody remembers you for 2006 and the big home run, and rightfully so. But in that 2007 season, you finished second in the MVP voting. And what a year it was for you. You knocked in 139. You won a batting title. Was that the one season that sticks out for you individually as something that you really take a lot of pride in?
Yeah, of course. You know, that year, man, the ball looked slow and big.
There's a drive to deep left center field off the bat of A-Rod. This is going to be gone, and it looked probably small and big to A-Rod there. And it's out of here, and A-Rod hits his ninth. But you were saying?
The ball looked slow and big. And, you know, that year, that everything that I did was perfect, you know. I say I want to hit the ball to right field, I hit the ball to right field. If you're going to throw me a breaking ball, I'm gonna hit it in the gap, and I did everything that I thought. But I prepared myself really well in the off season. You know, I have a lot of discipline in home play that year, and you know, everything went on my way that year.
You know, in that 2007 season, Maglio, you kind of went from a guy that was a power hitter and a pull hitter, because you spent a lot of years in a White Sox uniform, and that's exactly what you did. But in that particular season, you mentioned a lot of hits to right field. Was there anybody that talked to you about hitting the ball to right field with that kind of efficiency before that season started?
Well, one of the reasons that I changed my the way I hit to opposite field is the mention of the stadium. You know, the Chicago, the stadium was not that big, not that huge as this one. You know, and I say to myself, well, I'm not gonna hit 30 home run here or 40 home run in Detroit. I need to make an adjustment. I need to be a 300 hitter with a lot of RBI, and I did it. You know, I changed my stance. I changed all my my approach, and I got good results. You know, I won the batting title in 2007. I hit over 300 here, and I'm glad I did that adjustment.
Mark Teixeira, the batter now here in the third. The Alex Rodriguez home run has given the Yankees another run. We're chatting with Maglio Ordonez. And as you look back at your time in Detroit, is there anything that you remember about this city, the fans, the ballpark, some of the teams?
Oh, man. You know, I always remember the fans. They always support me, even when I did bad. You know, I didn't do bad, but when I didn't produce, you know, they always support me. You know, because they got good memory. You know, they know about baseball. They know how tough it is to play this game, and it's hard to play day in, day out.
Hey, Maglio, what is wrong with this team? I mean, obviously a few years ago you were on a team that was supposed to win a lot of games. This team's gotten off to somewhat of that same kind of start. What do they need to do to change this thing around?
Well, you know, I don't have a doubt that this team is gonna do good. You know, they haven't get hot yet. You know, they try to make an adjustment. They're not playing bad, but they don't play the way they can play the game. You know, and I believe in this team, and I believe in all those guys that are on the field right now that they're gonna do good. You know, you gotta trust those guys because once they get hot, they're gonna win this division.
2-2 the count on Mark Teixeira, and he sends a ground ball to the right side. Danny Worth has it there, and that is that. Another run in for the Yankees as we go to the bottom of the third. We'll be back with more with Mags in a moment. For the game today, Maglio Ordonez announcing his retirement. And Maglio, I know a special afternoon here for you. You were talking before the break about how the Tigers need to turn things around, and you fully believe they can turn things around. As you look at the rest of this division, you have the belief that they'll probably have the best talent, and the single get going soon.
There's no doubt about it. You know, if you see the lineup is you see Miguel, Prince Fielder, Peralta, Bosch. They're gonna get hot. Sometimes it's just a matter of time to get hot. You know, and our pitching is great. You know, you see Verlander. I don't think it's many pitchers like Verlander, and they're gonna put everything together, and they're gonna win a lot of ball games.
Here's Quentin Berry with one out.
Mario brought it up last half inning, talking about the huge home run that you hit to send the Tigers to the World Series that year, arguably the biggest hit of your career. But there's a little story behind that. I believe it's your son's birthday on this day. And what'd you tell him before you went to the ballpark that day?
That's correct. That year before the game, we were eating, and I told my son, for your birthday, I'm gonna hit 2 home runs for you. And I hit those 2 home runs, and I was surprised myself.
That's a big promise to make.
Did you buy a lottery ticket that day, too?
No, I didn't. I should have.
All right, now here's the other thing about that home run, Max, and that entire year, the hair. We've got to talk about the hair. When did you first decide I'm growing the hair out, and you became a cult figure because of that here in Detroit?
Well, in 2006, I let it grow up, and I see the fans like it, and my teammates, we were winning. I was doing good, and I said, yeah, I'm gonna let it go, and when I don't do good, I'm gonna cut it, and I did it.
Well, how about our poll question, since we're talking about the hair here, and it's brought to you by Ace Hardware, the Scott's fan poll question as well. And now, which of these is your favorite memory of Maglio Ordonez? Him signing in 2005, that's A. B, the clinching home run in the ALCS in 06. C, the batting title we talked about. Or D, his hair. Which one is what you remember Maglio most for? You can vote right now and let us know. I mean, those are very, very good choices there, all 4 of them.
How did it feel walking out from right field today? Obviously, you got a chance to play in front of these great fans, but you had a chance to walk out here in front of 40,000 people here this afternoon. How did that feel for you?
No, it feels amazing. That was wonderful, and I really thank this organization to put all this together and this ceremony that I really appreciate. And it was one of the moments that I won't ever forget in my life. Walk out on the right field, say goodbye to all my fans for the last time in the field, and that was great. That was great. I had one of my best moments.
Danny Worth takes it outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Worth. He's batting here in the 3rd, and the Tigers are trailing the Yankees this afternoon 3-0. The Yanks have hit a couple of home runs in this game, Jeter and A-Rod. And that misses outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Worth fly to center back in the 1st inning. And the big fellow would bat next if Worth were to reach Cabrera.
Is Cabrera the best hitter that you've ever played with, Maglio?
I played with so many good hitters. I played with Frank Thomas, Albert Bell, Robin Ventura, and Miguel is up there. He's amazing. The way he hit the ball, he hit the ball so hard, man. That it's loud when you hear the sound. And he hit it a long way too. He also hit for average. He's amazing. He's probably in the top 3 best player I ever played with.
Danny Worth drawing a 2-out walk. Well, the one thing that I think a lot of fans remember was on a rain delay here one night. Todd Jones, of course, was a member of the team. He decided that he was going to reenact Maglio's tremendous hit back in 2006 with the hair. Did you actually see him do this, Maglio?
I didn't.
You had no idea?
No idea.
This is tremendous. Jonesy put the hair on. He got the Ordonez jersey on. And then he did something you didn't do. That's was to slide into home plate. But that was fun nonetheless.
That was fun.
What kind of teammate was him? Jonesy was pretty fun to be around.
He was fun. He was a great teammate, a great person, and he was a competitor. He was ready every day to pitch.
Miguel Cabrera batting here with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Tigers down by 3. Cabby fouls one back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike on Cabrera. Base on balls back in the 1st inning. Well, what's next for Maglio Ordonez?
Well, right now, I'm just gonna spend time with my family, with my kid. This is the first time I'm gonna spend a summer together. We're gonna travel. We're gonna go to a different place. Spend time with them because.
Sure. That's driven to deep right center and caught in the gap there by Nick Swisher. Well, we hope you enjoyed that time with your family, Maglev. Thank you very much. Great ceremony today. We had a joy covering you and watching you.
Thank you, and I appreciate it.
Take care, brother.
Thank you.
Maglev Ordonez announcing his retirement today here at the ballpark. What a great scene here at Comerica. We'll hear some superlatives on Mr. Ordonez, and what a great career it was from 2005 through last year, 2011.
You know, that's what Maglev did on the field, but he also was a staple in the community, giving of his time and his money to make things better for a lot of the kids here in the Detroit area.
Raul Ibanez will lead it off, and he swings on the first pitch and skies it to right field. Bosch is backing up, and he'll make the play just about to the warning track. One gone, and back to the studio we go now. Here's Trevor Thompson. All right, Trent, thank you. Here, the Yankees have hit a couple of home runs. Jeter and A-Rod. Here's Nick Swisher. He looks at ball one high. 3 runs, 3 hits for the Yankees. No runs, 1 hit for the Tigers so far. Here's Verlander's 1-0. That's the other way, but it will slice foul. And Swisher now needs a new bat as well. He snapped that one in half. Swisher had a single back in the 2nd inning. One of 3 hits for the Yankees in this game. And the 1-1. Here is Verlander's 2-1 pitch. Now 3 balls and 1 strike. Swisher's dad Steve also played in the big leagues, Cubs, Cardinals, and San Diego. In fact, both father and son, Nick and Steve, first-round picks. Here's ball 4, and Swisher draws a base on balls.
Nick said that he will see his dad Steve tomorrow when they get back to New York. He is going to visit his son.
Saw the numbers on Verlander there. That's his 4th walk. That's going to bring up Eric Chavez.
First time this year that Verlander has walked 4 in a game.
His previous high of 3 was a long time ago, too. That was back in April. That is popped up foul back behind home plate, out of play. Oh, 0-1 on Eric Chavez. Don Kelly made a nice running play against him back in the second. Running down his fly ball in left. Kelly's made 2 nice plays now in the last 2 games. Swing and a miss. 0-2 on Eric Chavez, who had a ton of really good years over with the Oakland Athletics. And you look at some of the numbers. He's knocked in 104 times in his career. A bunch of Gold Gloves. He is yet to make an All-Star team. And he slaps a breaking ball to left, base hit.
Hey fans, today only get mezzanine tickets for this Wednesday's 7:05 game versus Cleveland for only $10 or lower baseline seats for only $20. Visit tigers.com/deal.
So here's Russell Martin. It is the 4th hit for the Yankees. They lead 3-0 here in the 4th. And he lines one to third, caught by Cabrera, fires to second. There's your double play. 5-4 on the line drive double play. Inning over. The bottom of the 4th we go.
Top half of the 4th for the Yankees. If you're Swisher on second base, as a rule of thumb, less than 2 outs, you have to make sure that when the ball's hit on the line, it gets through before you get too far off second base, and he didn't do that. And the Tigers turned a rather easy double play.
There goes one high and deep, way back and gone. And the Prince has put the Tigers on the board.
Got himself a hanging breaking ball from Phil Hughes and hit it where the grass doesn't grow.
That's number 9 now for Fielder.
It's the second home run that he's hit against Yankee pitching this year. The other one was at Yankee Stadium, and that also was a breaking ball from CC Sabathia.
You think he knew he got it?
He's hit enough of them. I think he knows that feeling.
That is the third home run between the two teams today. Young fouls one off. Fielder, by the way, extends his hitting streak with that home run to 11 straight, which is too shy of his career high. Swing and a miss by Delman, 0-2. Delman Young is 0 for 1. He struck out back in the second. Only the second Tigers hit here this afternoon, but Prince made it count. Here's the 0-2. Second baseman Cano.
Usually a hitter is looking for a first pitch fastball, but when you throw a breaking ball as slow as that one was from Hughes, Prince was able to get on that front foot and stay on it and be firm with it, and he still had good bat speed coming through the hitting zone.
One out for Bosch. Bender floats in for a strike. Bosch bouncing out his first time, up 0 for 1. Now the 0-1 pitch. He tried to hold up, unable to do it.
Did you know that 8 of 9 of the home runs Prince has hit this year have been solo variety?
No, not until just now.
Well, I guess Cabrera, usually if there's some guys on base, he's usually driving them in anyway.
Swing and a miss, and Bosch is disposed of. 2 gone.
So Prince up there a lot of times when the bases are empty.
It's going to bring up Peralta. He had a single back in the second. And he hits the outside corner for strike 1. Hughes working quickly. The 0-1 pitch. Driven deep to left field. That ball is way back. Ibanez to the wall to make the catch. It died right out there on the warning track. So the Tigers settle for 1 on the home run by Fielder. It's now 3-1. Light. Prince Fielder with a home run for the Tigers, getting them on the board. A leadoff home run in the 4th inning. Jeter, meanwhile, led the game off with a home run.
27th time in Jeter's career he has led off a ball game with a home run. And no doubt when that career is all said and done, Mr. Jeter will have a plaque in Cooperstown.
So Verlander, who in his first 208 starts gave up 4 home runs to lead off a game, has now given up 2 in his last 3 starts. Shin-Soo Choo got him in Cleveland on the last road trip. He is down by 2 as we go to the 5th. And it'll be Jeter, Granderson, and A-Rod. Top 3 in Joe Girardi's lineup. Ball high to Derek Jeter. .336 average now, and really Jeter is putting together a start that's a continuation of last year when he came off the disabled list on the 4th of July with a sprained hamstring, or calf I should say, not hamstring. He was really hitting well. In fact, since that time he's at .333. Hadn't slowed down at all. The 1-1. That's on the outer edge, 1-2.
Derek had a new stance at the beginning of last year. It was a stance where he was spread out and he really wasn't using his front foot. He was going from a flat foot stance and he really just couldn't develop any timing and got off to a really bad start. Went on the DL, as you mentioned, and then he went back to what he had been doing and found that success again.
Ground ball to short. A routine play there for Peralta. Jeter is out. 6-3 on the rollout. Bring up Curtis Granderson. Granderson today walk and a run scored. He's also fanned. Verlander has walked 4 in this game and has just the 2 strikeouts. Robinson Cano is the other. Missed it low, 1-0. Only 6 hits between the 2 teams in this game. 4 for the Yankees and 2 for Detroit. Verlander has not gotten the benefit of that outside corner against left-handed batters. But that one missed also. 2-0 the count. Rolled foul, 2-1. Granderson's last year in a Tigers uniform was 2009. Now in his 3rd year with the Yankees, had a huge year last year. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2. We'll get back out of play. Anderson has played every inning of every game so far in center field for the Yankees. JV trying to put him away. Again, the 2-2 pitch. Line drive, right field. That ball will get down fair. It'll go to the corner. Extra bases for Granderson. He motors towards second, and he is in with a stand-up double. Five hits now for New York.
Verlander threw the previous fastball right by Curtis and came back with the same exact pitch at 95, and Curtis has done what he has pretty much done since coming to the major leagues, and that's get a ton of extra base hits.
Seven doubles this year for Granderson, 175 for his career. Now a chance to get another run in. Here's Alex Rodriguez. If this series has featured one thing, it has featured some long home runs. We talked about the two that Cabrera hit last night. The one that A-Rod hit today went 447 feet.
That one Prince hit had some length to it as well.
Indeed, indeed. And for the A-Rod homer. It's the tied for the 8th longest here at Comerica Park. 1 ball, 1 strike on Alex Rodriguez. There's some action in the Detroit bullpen. Octavio Dotel. A-Rod's home run back in the 3rd inning was his 3rd career long ball against Verlander. There's a strike on the outer edge. 1-2 on A-Rod. And the home run was also his 638th career home run. He is still 5th all time. Santos heads out to the mound. There you go. Willie Mays is next in the sights of Alex Rodriguez.
Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, Willie Mays, Barry Bonds. A lot of talented players on that list.
The 1-2 is a bender and an awkward swing by A-Rod. He didn't want to do it, but he committed, and down he goes.
A-Rod's knees buckled and he still tried to swing the bat, and very seldom when you see the knees buckle, guys don't even attempt to swing, but he tried to at least foul that pitch off. He knew he wasn't going to do much damage with it, but he was trying to present himself from striking out. Verlander has been all the way up to 98 miles an hour here today. 75 a low with a breaking ball or changeup. Always sponsored by Xfinity.
Strikeout was his 3rd of the game. Robinson Cano bats with 2 outs. Verlander trying to strand that runner at second. He's given up 3 runs, 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd. Counting today, Robinson Cano has had very little success against Verlander. 4 for 26. Verlander struck him out in the 1st, got him to fly out in the 3rd. Whistle foul, back out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Teixeira waiting his turn on deck. And the 2-2. Verlander came into the start today 59-24 career at Comerica Park, and as you might expect, his numbers have been awfully good here at home. His lifetime ERA in this park a little over 3. But he fell behind early in this one, giving up 2 runs in the 1st, and Jeter homered on the 1st pitch of the game today. Cano takes outside, 3-2. There they are, 103 career starts right here in this ballpark. They'll need the offense to get him some runs today, however. JV has losses in each of his last 2 starts.
He and Santos today don't appear to be on the same page. Obviously, it's the first time that O'Meara has caught Verlander this year, and they just aren't in sync with one another.
There's Here's a fly ball, right center field. Barry and Bosch. Anyone going to get there? Nope. It's by Barry. It'll go to the wall. Cano is on his way to third. And the throw not in time. It gets by. Verlander can't back it up. And it goes into the camera well. And the run will score.
Boy, oh boy.
Robinson Cano is given home plate. 2 runs in. And it's 5-1 Yankees.
Usually when balls stay up this long in the outfield, they are caught by somebody out there, but Quentin couldn't get there. Bosch couldn't get there. And then Danny Wirtz's relay throw, it bounces into the Tigers dugout, and Cano, after hitting his first triple of the year, awarded home plate.
Triple RBI, E4 on the relay. Here's a bouncing ball to second. Danny gobbles this one up. And that's it. However, some damage done as they get 2 more runs. The Yankees go up 5-1, and you're watching Tigers baseball today, presented by Bell Tire. Bernstein advantage. We go to bat for you, and Alex Rodriguez's numbers at Old Tiger Stadium were awfully good, 373, but here at Comerica Park only 287, which is still a very formidable number.
9 big flies here at Comerica Park in 45 games.
A-Rod hitting one in the 3rd inning today. Now it's a 5-1 ball game in favor of the Yankees, and Phil Hughes back to the hill facing Kelly, Santos, and Barry. 5-6-0 for the Yanks. 1-2-1 on the board for the Tigers. Phil Hughes surrendering the Fielder home run in the 4th, which means he's now given up a homer in every start this year. And this is his 11th start. There's the 2-1 pitch. Kelly takes way inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Omir Santos waiting on deck. Tigers short in the catching department right now with Laird and Avila nursing hamstrings. Here's the 3-1. He walked him. Leadoff man is on.
Gerald Laird was telling me before the game that he pretty much has until Tuesday And if he doesn't play by Tuesday, then he might be a DL candidate himself, because the Tigers really just can't afford to be playing shorthanded right now.
No, and Jim has had to go into these games shorthanded really for the last week. They're the two Tigers catchers that the hamstrings are an issue with. And that's fouled back out of play and a hit and run.
I don't mind that. Tigers are down by 4 runs. Jim trying to force the action, trying to get some guys in motion, and that's why he put the hit and run on there, right, with Santos and Don Kelly.
Santos 0 for 1 with a ground ball. Shoots that one foul down the right field line. O'Meara drove in the winning run in last night's ball game. A thrilling win for the Tigers here, evening up the series. He was hitting .310 down at Toledo prior to his call up. Good stop by Russell Martin. Runner not going anywhere. Don Kelly would be your emergency catcher down at first base. He's done it before. We saw him do it last year. The Tigers, Rod, have been caught in that little area that's really kind of difficult to deal with. You want to make sure you don't put guys on the DL if they might be ready to go in 2 or 3 days, yet it seems to have lingered with a lot of these guys, and so they've had to play shorthanded. That's foul back.
Makes it awfully tough on the manager for sure.
I mean, if you can put a guy on the DL, you just make that decision early and then bring someone up, but the Tigers have had a lot of guys dinged up. Guys in yellow right there are on the DL. Avila, Laird, Benoit not on the DL, but they are hurting a little bit right now. There's a bouncer foul. Benoit felt a little problem in his forearm in last night's game. And you see the 2 hamstrings, Avila and Laird. Dirks placed on the DL today with the Achilles.
It's a long list. Tigers didn't have to worry about that a whole lot last year. They got through the season relatively healthy.
1-2. Leadoff walk to Kelly here in the 5th.
But there are a lot of major league teams going through some injuries right now. A lot of guys on the disabled list. A lot of really good players on the DL. Mariano Rivera of this club, their most prominent.
Bouncing ball to short, should be 2. Jeter to second 1. Cano's relay is high, but Teixeira comes down with it.
Cano is so nonchalant and makes the game awfully easy, but he almost pulled Teixeira off the bag here so much they didn't get the double play. Just very nonchalant. No aggression in him turning 2 here. And because he threw off that right foot pushing off the bag, he threw that ball high.
And it indeed almost cost him. Base is empty now for Quentin Berry, who looks at a ball high. 0 for 2 today for Berry. .347 batting average. Berry's only played in 11 games this year, and he's already tied for the team lead in steals.
I saw that.
I mean, that's just another indication of the type of start he's gotten off to. He and Jackson each have 6. He'll get back out of play.
Quentin's played well, taking advantage of the opportunity to get some playing time. He is going to make it very difficult on them when Jackson is ready to play, what they do with him, because when Jackson does come back, he will be the everyday center fielder. There's no doubt about that.
Mazda tells us 11 runs for Berry already.
But if you really look at a lot of teams around baseball, teams with very fast players these days, not as much power, you need a guy like Barry on your squad.
He has provided the spark. There is no doubt about that. The 1-2 missing high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Barry came in with an on-base percentage of .423. As Danny Worth waits on deck. Here's the 2-2 fouled back. Tigers have only 2 hits today and 1 run. It was the home run by Prince Fielder that got him on the board against Phil Hughes in the 4th. Barry trying to get something ignited here with 2 outs. And he takes high, 3-2.
He has done a nice job of laying off that elevated fastball from Phil. At 94 miles an hour, they continue to try to get him out with that pitch.
And he got him, strike 3. Barry thought he had a walk, discarded the bat, and Hunter Wendelstedt called him out. So the Tigers are done here in the 5th. No runs, they get a walk, and they leave him empty. 5 in the books here at Comerica. Is brought to you by Arby's. RBQ lovers rejoice. The RBQ sandwich is back at Arby's. Get yours today. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Back here at the ballpark as we travel to the 6th inning this afternoon. 5-1 in favor of the Yankees. Verlander back on top of the hill. He will face Ibanez, Swisher, and Chavez. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Ibanez. Bouncing ball to first. Behind the bag. Prince has it. And Verlander covers for the out. Nice feed. 1 gone. He's going to bring up Swisher. Verlander still has that streak going of 53 consecutive starts of at least 6 innings. And he's trying to get through the 6th here this afternoon. Swisher a single and a walk in this game. 6 hits allowed by Verlander. Check swing strike.
Also, back-to-back starts that Verlander has given up 5 runs. Obviously, that doesn't happen very often.
Not at all. Once is odd enough.
But you could tell by the word go here today that Verlander was a little out of sync. The first pitch that he threw was a home run to Derek Jeter.
High fly ball, shallow right field. Bosch coming in on this one. And there are 2 gone. Let's go back to the studio now. Time for a game break. Here is Trevor Thompson. Thank you, Trev. Somebody homered against Chris Sale. Wow.
He is pitching some outstanding baseball for the White Sox in his first opportunity to pitch in their rotation.
White Sox came in up 5 on the Tigers, up a game and a half on Cleveland. 1 ball, 1 strike on Chavez. Eric is 1 for 2, single and a fly ball. We were talking about this the last time he was up, Roddy. You would have thought that somewhere along the line this guy would have made an all-star team.
No doubt about that. Especially with some of the numbers that you were throwing out there regarding Chavez when he was performing for the Oakland Athletics.
Little looper, back a short, and that's going to drop right in front of Kelly. 2-out single.
Hey, fan, today only. Get mezzanine tickets for this Wednesday 7:05 game versus Cleveland for only $10 or lower baseline box seats for only $20. Visit tigers.com/deal. This offer will expire at the end of today's game.
It's fouled back out of play. You've got some pull. Can't you extend that offer?
I don't think so. Not on that one.
Okay.
Not on that one.
Russell Martin, the batter. He lined into a double play back in the 4th. Here's the 0-1. He is showing bunt. He did that in his last at bat as well.
Well, you talked about Russell when he was up last time. He's one of those rare catchers that not only can catch and throw, but he also can run. He can steal some bases, and obviously bunting is part of his game too.
That's in there for a strike.
Man, it's going to be interesting after this one to hear what Verlander has to say about this outing, because it's just not like him. He has set the bar so high.
Well, even the loss he took 2 starts ago, he gave up just 2 runs in 8 innings. Easily could have won that game.
Yeah, that wasn't on him.
Yeah. But the last 2. That's to center field to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Here come the Tigers in the bottom of the 6th.
Last night's game, a couple of solo shots to straightaway center field by Miguel Cabrera. The first time there'd ever been multiple home runs by one player in the same game to center field here at Comerica Park.
Well, the Tigers trying to get the offense going. We'll have Cabrera batting in this inning. First is Danny Worth, then Cabrera, and then Prince Fielder. Phil Hughes is still out there. He has thrown 75 pitches through 5 frames, and the first one is in there to Danny Worth.
Went down to watch a little Yankee batting practice today. They hit on the field before the game, and Joe Girardi, Derek Jeter, all they were talking about were those 2 balls that Cabrera hit yesterday. And what was amazing about both of them is that they were breaking balls. He hit 82-mile-per-hour off-speed pitches that far. Usually when you hit balls that far, you need a little help. You need a fastball about 90 miles an hour.
Here's the 0-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I was watching them at home, and I really couldn't believe where they landed myself.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to see him, but when you see him in person here, it really gives you an idea of the brute strength that Cabrera has. It's fouled back out of play.
I'm kind of glad that I didn't have my headset on, because those are those nights when I usually scream in your ear and everybody else's. I've been known to do that.
Well, if you'd like, you can do it just for the heck of it right now.
It's got to be in the moment.
I know it. 1-2. He checked it. Did he go? Yes, he went around, said Dan Bellino down at first base. Danny's out of there. 1 gone. Here's the AT&T trivia question here tonight. Who holds the Tigers record for multi-home run games in team history now? Who's got that record? Multi-homer games. As Cabby steps in.
I have no idea at that one today.
Swing and a miss. Well, I had 2 guesses at it and missed them both. Bringing the answer in a little bit. Fouled straight back.
It looked like in that Boston series the last couple of days, Cabrera was starting to heat up a little bit. He hit a couple of balls real hard to right field. One, I think Sweeney ran down. Gonzalez also ran down one in right field at Boston, which is a very deep ballpark.
Wave and a miss. Down he goes.
But then later on in that series, Cabrera really started to hit some balls with a lot of aggressiveness up the middle, and that continued in last night's game. This is what you have to do to Cabrera. Once you get him ahead, no balls, 2 strikes, you kind of have to go right after him. Even though that ball was out of the strike zone, you kind of have to continue to go right after Miguel in 0-2 counts.
That'll bring up Prince Fielder. Here's the question. You talk about the fact that maybe Cabrera has poor numbers at Fenway because he goes to right field so much. Do you think if he played all of his home games at Fenway, that would have changed his approach at all?
I do believe so, because I watched him that last couple of games in Fenway when we were there. He was much more aggressive. He came out really wanting to pull the baseball in that 3rd game against John Lester, and he did so much as well against Beckett. The thing that's impressive for me about Cabrera is that as many times as he has gone there as a visiting player, and he knows that that ballpark doesn't tailor to his strength, he hasn't changed his swing.
Well, and that's interesting because Maglio told us he did change his swing here.
He did. He did.
Because balls don't fly out of Comerica like they did at the U.S. Cellular.
What Maglio didn't tell us, too, is that the offseason before that 2007 season, he had a conversation with Edgar Martinez, who made a living hitting balls to right field, and he told Maglio to start working on doing that because of the ballpark he was playing in.
Slow roller to first base. That's a fair ball. Teixeira will take it himself, and Hughes cruising along now. 1-2-3-6. Tigers record for multi-home run games in team history. We didn't give you too much time to think about it, but here's the answer. Hank Greenberg, 32 of them. The all-time leader in Tigers history. And Cabrera, not quite on that list yet. You've got Cecil Fielder, Willie Horton, Norm Cash, Al Kaline had 23 of them. And Cabrera, 13. He's got a ways to go. So do the Tigers. They're down 5-1 as we go to the 7th. And Verlander back on the hill now. Derek Jeter, the top of the lineup, leads it off. Strike one. The sun is back out, peeking through the clouds. Jeter homered on the first pitch of this game today. It was his 6th home run of the season. And he takes the ball inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers have been limited to just 2 hits by Phil Hughes, one of them a Fielder home run. Slice back a second into short right, base hit. Classic Derek Jeter again, a single to right field.
Hey fans, don't forget you can join us again on Tuesday when the Tigers welcome the Cleveland Indians to Comerica Park. Coverage begins at 6:30 with Tigers Live on Fox Sports Detroit. That's Tigers Baseball Tuesday at 7 right here on Fox Sports Detroit.
There's some action in the Detroit bullpen. Derek Jeter, by the way, just picked up his 75th hit, which leads the American League. Here's Curtis Granderson. Dwayne Belo heating up in the Detroit bullpen. Verlander now has given up 8 hits. Granderson in this game 1 for 2, double. He has scored twice. And Verlander stays away. 2-0. Granderson, since going to the Yankees, has improved his numbers against lefties. 6 of his 17 homers this year have come against left-handed pitching. Of course, he had the grand slam against Casey Crosby in game 1 in this series. 2-1. Yankees today getting 2 in the first, 1 in the third, 2 in the 5th. Now the 2-1. In there, 2-2 on Granderson. Now 3-2. Alex Rodriguez waiting on deck. Yankees trying to pad their lead here in the 7th. Runner goes and a wave and a miss. Now he's going to head back. Jeter is safe at first base. He was just able to beat the throw.
That's a heads-up play by Derek Jeter. He took about 2 or 3 steps. He wasn't really trying to steal the base. They're trying to stay out of a double play. And once he saw that Curtis Granderson swung through it, he simply stopped and went back to first base. And before Peralta could get the ball to Fielder, and Derek Jeter sliding in safely. Most guys that are running on that particular pitch, they just continue to run to second base, and they're out by 10 feet.
As Jeter would have been there. But he got back in, gave himself a chance, and he beat the throw.
From the time that he took off, he was looking in to see exactly what would happen, because you already have to have that in the back of your mind when you have Verlander on the mound anyway, that he can really strike you out.
And JV picking up his 4th strikeout as A-Rod stands in. How close was this play? Really close. There's a base hit to center field. Right back through the box. Jeter will go to second and stop there. 2 on and 1 out. And Jim Leyland coming out. And that's going to be it with Cano due up. Dwayne Below will be summoned into this ball game. So Verlander will not get through the 7th. It'll be a wall side windows pitching change as the Tigers go to the pen. We'll be back. Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Bell Tire. Get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. And by Toyota, brought to you by your Greater Detroit Toyota dealers. Back here to sold-out Comerica Park in downtown Detroit. Yankees lead 5-1. They are threatening for more. Verlander is out of the game. Below is in.
Below has pitched some really good baseball this year, sub-3 ERA, and usually comes into games and slows down the opposition, and that's what he'll be called on to do once again.
He is facing Robinson Cano here.
Most of the inherited runners that Below has inherited this year have not scored. Only 2 of the 11.
Cano looks at a strike, 1-1. Singles by Jeter and Alex Rodriguez here in the 7th. The Yankees threatening to extend their lead. And they have out-hit Detroit today, 9-2. The Tigers have not been able to figure out Phil Hughes to this point. Below has retired 11 of 14 first batters faced coming out of the Detroit bullpen. There's a bouncing ball to first. Prince has it. Thought about going to second. Instead, he'll take the out. Cano is gone. Runners advance. That leaves it up to Mark Teixeira. Sac fly drove in a run back in the first. So Below in charge of 2 critical hitters here because the Yankees already lead by 4 as we go deep into this game. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mark Teixeira now has 32 RBIs. High fly ball left field. Don Kelly camping under it, drifting, and that is that. Velo gets the job done. Yankees strand 2 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. A busy race weekend here in the Motor City. And we are cruising along to the bottom of the 7th inning in this one. Tigers need a rally.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as we pay tribute to America.
His 27th career leadoff home run. In fact, it came on the first pitch today. Solo homer in the 3rd by A-Rod was number 638 in his career, and Prince Fielder accounting for the only Tigers run, his 8th solo homer in this game. Justin Verlander goes 6 1/3. His numbers are complete. 9 hits, 5 runs, 3 of those earned. He threw 114 pitches this afternoon for Detroit.
Hey fans, I wanted to remind you again that today only, get mezzanine tickets for this Wednesday's 7:05 game versus Cleveland for just $10. Lower baseline box seats for only $20. Visit tigers.com/deal. This offer will expire at the end of today's game.
So the Tigers got to get the bats going, and somewhat quickly here as we go to the bottom of the 7th. They are down 5-1, and Phil Hughes has been bitching himself a ball game. In fact, Hughes has not allowed a hit since the home run by Prince Fielder in the 4th.
Well, they have not been able to figure Phil out here today. 87 total pitches thrown. He has walked 3, has 5 strikeouts, but they have not really hit too many balls hard this afternoon.
Hughes got the Tigers 1-2-3 in the 6th inning. He has struck out 5 Detroit hitters today.
What a crowd here this afternoon. They have had very little to cheer about, though.
44,419 in attendance, and not really too many seats to be had here this afternoon. On an absolutely beautiful day, but the Tigers have managed only 2 hits. We'll see if that changes here in the 7th. Hughes goes back to work, and a bender is rolled foul 3rd base side. Tillman Young, a strikeout and a ground out. checked it.
This has been a really good bounce back game for Phil Hughes. His last start against the Los Angeles Angels. He didn't make it out of the 6th inning, gave up 11 hits, 7 earned runs to the Angels.
It'll get back out of play. One and two the count. Young, Bosch, and Peralta in the Tigers' 7th inning. Swing and a miss. And Delman goes fishing, and he is out. 6 in the strikeout column now for Hughes.
He's been able to bury that knuckle curveball down and away from some of these right-handers today.
Now Bosch. It was just a couple of years ago that Hughes won 18 games in the 2010 season. He and CeCe formed a pretty good duo. In fact, they became the first Yankees duo to each win at least 18 since 2002 when Messina and David Wells hooked up. Last year, some injuries, though, slowed him down. CeCe pitched the first game in this series. Here's the 0-2.
All CeCe does is win. What a nice sign the Yankees have been for Sabathia. It's been a good marriage. They paid him a lot of money, but boy, he wins a lot of games. Every year, 18, 19, 20-game winner.
Popped him up. Third base side. Chavez makes the play, and there are 2 gone. Well, you can vote for your Tigers McDonald's Player of the Game, presented by the Quarter Pounder with Cheese. Using your cell phone, text Tigers followed by a space, then the player's uniform number to 37338. Or you can vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com. Two up, 2 down. That'll bring up Peralta. There's a drive to right field, base hit. Only the 3rd Tigers hit today. It's a 2-out single.
Peralta has 2 of those hits.
Johnny had a single in the 2nd, now a single here in the 7th. Don Kelly with a pop-up and a walk. He shoots that one foul, back out of play, 0-1. Donnie out in left field again today with Andy Dirks placed on the disabled list with his Achilles problem. Here's the 0-1. That's popped up. Russell Martin, the catcher, is waiting. And the Tigers go quietly here in the 7th. No runs. They get a hit, strand a man, and we're on our way to the 8th. So which of these 4 memories of Maglio stands out for you? As an A, his signing in 2005, B, the clinching home run in the 06 ALCS, C, the batting title in 07, or D, quite frankly, his hair, which was unrivaled in his playing days? Enter your vote by texting ACE followed by a space and the letter answer to 37338. Got some early, well, not early returns. We do have some returns. And B, 66%, leading the way.
Home run? That was a home run, yeah.
Yeah, a home run. Which is not surprising, I guess.
No, not at all. But 2007 was a special season for him as well.
That's right. And so is the hair. The hair at 27% is second on that list. Ibanez leads it off.
What was awfully special about that Ordonez ceremony this afternoon, every single Tigers player and coach was out watching it, and several of the Yankee players as well on the field saluting Maglio Ordonez.
In my estimation, it speaks to how Maglio carried himself as a player, with a lot of class, a lot of dignity, respected everybody, and certainly commanded respect with the way he played the game.
He was a quiet leader, wasn't a vocal guy, kind of led by example. And it was a wonderful example that he left with many of his teammates.
And his skipper, who teared up in talking about him before the game today. That's popped up, shallow left. Who's going to take this one? Peralta is out there. One gone.
You know, Jim was faced with a very difficult time there. Well, a couple of years ago, that option year, Maglio's contract, when Maglio was really struggling, Jim,
right,
you know, couldn't decide how much to play him down the stretch. And of course, Mr. Ilitch ended up picking up Maglio's option that year, which surprised a lot of people, but it just spoke volumes to the classiness of Mr. I and the fact that he signed the contract and gave Maglio the contract. He was going to let him live up to it.
Here is Swisher with one out. The other thing that Mag said when he was up in the booth today that I thought was really interesting, when we asked him, you know, about retiring, he said, you know, at least I'm going out where I was playing pretty good baseball. He played well in the postseason last year, and he wasn't one of those veterans that was just hanging on. He contributed. That's a foul ball, barely. 0-2.
And that's always important. You don't want to just hang on to be hanging on. And Maglio said he got himself in shape in the offseason, but no one called. He had opportunities to go somewhere as a minor league invitee to spring training, non-roster invitee, but Maglio was waiting probably for a big league deal.
But now, as he says, it'll give me plenty of time to spend with my family, which ball players all too often know. There's not a whole lot of time in the summer to do that. Swisher takes inside, 1-2. Belo came on for Verlander in the 7th, retired the 2 batters he faced, and stranded a couple of runs. Brian Villarreal warming up in the bullpen. Here's the 1-2. Bouncer back up the middle. Danny Worth with a nice backhanded play. 2 gone. It's going to bring up Eric Chavez. Detroit has had a couple of their stars retire. Nick Lidstrom the other day and Maglio Ordonez. Both very well respected and carry themselves with professionalism. Chavez 2 out of 3, couple of singles. And may have had a third hit had Don Kelly not run down his deep fly ball back in the 2nd. Belo's 0-1. Bouncing ball left side. Peralta ranging to his right. And Chavez is out. Belo has a quick 1-2-3 8th inning. Tigers got to get the bats going. To the bottom of the 8th we go.
Miracle League fantasy camp for kids. The special needs children, and the camp was put on by the Detroit Tigers. And, boy, it was a lot of fun getting out there and working with the kids. Cabrera was also out there. He had a blast. Papa Grande had some fun out there. Javar Gillette was whipping the kids into shape as well. So what a special time it was yesterday afternoon to spend with those kids.
There's a fly ball hit to right field off the bat of Omir Santos, and it'll settle into the glove of Swisher. One gone. Well, as you so appropriately put it in a tweet yesterday, it's good to see the guys getting out, even though the team may be struggling a bit, getting out, giving back in the community, and you're part of that as well.
No doubt. They had a great time. And the kids had a tremendous amount of fun, too.
Here's Quentin Berry with one out in the eighth. Quentin in this game is 0 for 3. Phil Hughes has given up only 3 hits in this game, and the soft liner is caught by Jeter. 2 gone.
I know I wasn't expecting Phil Hughes to come in here today and do what he was able to do against this Tigers team, but you got to give him some credit. I know the offense, for the most part, has not performed the way that many thought it would coming into the year. But I didn't expect Phil to 3-hit him here today.
No, I didn't either. At least not to this point as Danny Worth stands in. Of course, the Tigers are without Avila. They're without Dirks. They're without Jackson.
They are shorthanded. There's no doubt about that.
The 0-1 sails outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, as you mentioned, this is a guy that in his last start gave up 7 big runs to the Angels. In 5 1/3, 11 hits as well. Both of those were season highs, not career highs, but season highs.
And Verlander started for Detroit and gave up a home run to Jeter, and then he walked the next 2. Verlander just wasn't himself here today, but he is human.
Meanwhile, 3-1 on Worth. Cabrera waiting on deck in a 5-1 ball game here in the 8th. And the 3-1. Hard hit to the shortstop. Jeter with a play to his left. And he is out at first base. Derek Jeter picked that one up with no problem. And it's 5-1 as we go to the 9th. Leading 5-1 as we go to the 9th inning. Russell Martin leads it off. And he fouls off the first pitch. New pitcher in for the Tigers is Brian Villarreal.
Villarreal has struck out 16 batters this year in 10 innings of work. His fastball gets up to 99 miles an hour, and left-handers and right-handers have been able to do very little against Villarreal this year.
In fact, Villarreal has 15 strikeouts in his last 8 1/3 innings. He's absolutely overpowering in one of his efforts at Fenway Park against Boston. Russell Martin is 0 for 2, has the base on balls. And there's a base hit to right center field. He might get 2 out of this. Bosch goes over there to get it. And it is a double to lead off the 9th for Martin. Hard hit ball to right center.
96-mile-per-hour fastball from Villarreal, and very short, quick, compact swing by Martin. Martin's first swing in the at-bat, he took a pretty healthy cut against one of those mid-90s fastballs and came up empty. That time he shortened up quite a bit.
Derek Jeter home run in the first inning, single in the 7th inning. Leading the American League in hits with 75. There's a strike call.
Here's that Derek Jeter play to end the last half of the 8th inning. Look what I found. But their defense is only committed 20 errors this year, fewest in the majors.
Now the 0-1. That's in there, and it's 0-2 on Jeter.
What do you make of that? Just 20 years. I mean, you have A-Rod, who's older. Jeter obviously is a lot older. Teixeira, a little older as well. Cano's the youngster in the group, but they don't make many mistakes.
They don't. You know, Teixeira is one of the best fielding first basemen in the game. Cano is solid at second base. You got Granderson in center field. They have been playing some defense.
They really have played much better defensively as a team since Joe Girardi took over as their skipper.
That's foul. 0-2. Jeter seems to have a tailor-made swing for these situations here. Inside out swing, hits the ball to the right side a lot of times.
That's why Prince is playing him about 20 feet off that first base line, because where Jeter usually hits the baseball is right where Prince Fielder is standing as we speak.
He watched that one to the glove, but it missed. 1-2. The other thing is the Yankees have also had one of the better bullpens in the majors. They are 5th in the major leagues, despite the fact that they have no Rivera and Robertson now.
So really, they just got to get a couple of things sorted out. The consistency in their rotation, and they have to do a little bit better job with runners in scoring position with their batting average, and they'll be there right there till the end.
The 1-2 fouled away,
as they are every single year.
Seems like it. Tigers, of course, eliminated the Yankees last year in the ALDS. One and 2 on Derek Jeter. Leadoff double by Russell Martin here in the 9th. Yanks up 5-1. Fought off another, which is no easy task with the guy that throws from 95 to 98.
After all the fastballs that Villarreal has thrown to Jeter, a good slider here might get him a strikeout.
Well, he got a piece of it to stay alive.
This goes to show you how good Derek is.
still.
A lot of guys on this slider, after back-to-back 96-mile-per-hour fastballs, they are swinging and missing and walking back to the dugout.
Two more hits today gives him 3,163. More hits than any other Yankee in the history of their storied franchise. Swing and a miss, and he finally takes care of him. One out.
Overpowered him with a mid-90s fastball.
Curtis Granderson stands in. Tigers will have the middle of their lineup coming up in the bottom of the ninth. Cabrera, Fielder, and Young. Ball one.
Looks like that off day is coming at the perfect time for the Tigers tomorrow. The majority of the games they've played in the last 3 weeks have been on the road. Tough travel. Hostile environment in Boston. Last 4 before coming home.
Popped up. Left side, foul ground. Cabrera drifting.
They could use the day off to recharge their batteries.
Well, especially considering the Cleveland Indians are coming to town, and they're one of the teams ahead of the Tigers. A 3-game set with the Tribe.
And it's always cool when you can spend the entire off day at home and you don't have to worry about travel or any of that kind of stuff. So they get a night off and tomorrow off, and hopefully they come back on Tuesday and play some real good baseball.
Here's Alex Rodriguez. Swing and a miss. A-Rod homered against Verlander back in the 3rd. It was his 9th home run of the year. And 638th of his career. Trying to pick up Martin at second base. He led the inning off with a double, still standing there. That is popped up right field line. Bosch coming over, and neither he nor Worth could get there. A-Rod's flexed his muscles in this series.
He's done a lot of that in his career. 5th all time on the home run chart, so he's got a lot of power and has always had a lot of power.
His assault on the home run list continues. The home run actives. A-Rod on top of Jim Thome. Villarreal 0-2. Missed inside. Ten hits today for the Yankees, only 3 for Detroit. In fact, the Tigers only run on the long Prince Fielder home run. And Hughes apparently will be going out there for the 9th. Here's the 1-2. Fights that one off. Again, the Tigers, when we get to the bottom of the 9th, have Cabrera and then Fielder starting things off. Delman will hit 3rd. Villarreal trying to strand this runner. Here's the 1-2. Inside and high. 2-2 on Alex Rodriguez. And the 2-2. A-Rod swings and misses. Down he goes, and Villarreal strands the leadoff double with a pair of punch-outs. We go to the bottom of the 9th.
In total command this afternoon against the Detroit Tigers. He has 6 strikeouts in the game. He's got them in a variety of different ways, either the slow breaking ball at the bottom of the zone or the elevated fastball up in the zone. Very few balls have been hit hard today off of Phil Hughes, the starter for the New York Yankees.
So it's last call for the Tigers as we go to the bottom of the 9th, and Miguel Cabrera leads it off, looking at strike 1. Cabrera, then Fielder, and then Young facing Hughes, who has thrown 107 pitches in this game. It's fouled back out of play, 0-2.
That highlight pack we just showed you on Phil Hughes is, of course, sponsored by Bell Tire. Have to take care of Bell Tire now.
Absolutely.
They've been taking care of us for a long time.
That they have. And very well. Now the 0-2 pitch. Just off the plate, 1-2.
Phil Hughes, his ratio today has been tremendous. 109 total pitches. He only missed the strike zone on 36 of those. Good command today.
1-2. Missed high, 2-2. He has only one complete game, and that was back in August of last year. That was shortened by rain, 6 innings against Chicago. Trying to get one here today. Tipped into the glove for strike 3, and Cabrera is out of there.
Tigers have been hitting behind in the count most of the day. Phil Hughes is 21 of 30 in first pitch strikes.
We'll bring up Prince Fielder, who is to this point responsible for the only Tigers run, a home run, back in the 4th inning that traveled 415 feet. And he misses high, ball 1. Hughes now has 7 strikeouts in this game. The 1-0 pitch. That'll go foul. 1 ball, 1 strike on Prince. Tigers will have Smiley, Scherzer, and Crosby in that series starting Tuesday night against the Indians. Jimenez, Gomez, and Lowe for Cleveland. Bouncer to Jeter, and there are 2 gone.
Hey fans, don't forget you can follow your Tigers with the MLB.com at Bet12 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text that bet to 31826 or visit Tigers.com for details. Tigers will have, as you mentioned, a couple of left-handers going up against Cleveland in Crosby and Smiley. And I guess the one thing that we learned about Cleveland, with all those left-handed batters, that might be your best opportunity at beating them, is to have some left-handers go out and have good outings against them.
That's the hope. Beginning Tuesday night in for a 3-game set.
I think Manny Acta, the manager of the Cleveland Indians, in a couple of the starts against the right-handers, he had 8 left-handed batters in the lineup.
That's right. 8 of the 9 against the Tigers. Of course, Hafner, I think, is on the DL now.
He is now.
That's 1 fewer, but still.
They called up Chisenhall, is that his name?
Yeah, Lonnie Chisenhall. Well, Delman not ready to go home. There's a base hit to right. Two-out single for Delman Young. That's going to keep it alive now for Bosch.
In case you're wondering about the delay, there has been a fan that has ran onto the field, and now security is going to get that fan. And we won't show you that, of course.
Enjoy your night in jail, by the way. By the way, here's the next game probables, courtesy of Gordon Chevrolet. And we talk about Drew Smiley. Ubaldo Jimenez will be opposing him. That's Tuesday night after the off day tomorrow.
Jimenez comes in 5-4 with a very high earned run average, and Smiley, of course, has pitched some very good baseball in his first turn around the league.
So it's an important series, and yes, it's only the beginning of the month of July, but these are games against a team not only within your division, but also a team that is right now ahead of you in the standings.
Tigers have to get back to 500. They're in jeopardy of going 4 games under 500 if they lose this game this afternoon. Man, you just have to get to 500. That's your first order of business, and then you kind of go from there.
Joe Girardi has made his way out to the mound to make sure that Hughes maintains his focus here.
Well, Joe Girardi is trying to do everything possible in really allowing Phil Hughes to get his first complete game, although you mentioned he has one, which was a 6-inning complete game.
That was last year, and that really is the only one he has posted. Shortened by rain, technically a complete game. So here's Bosch. Oh for 3. Ball high, 1-0 on Brennan. Ball game still alive thanks to the 2-out single by Delman Young. Hughes' high prior to today was 115 pitches. That's fouled back out of play. So he surpassed that now with 119. Joe Girardi hoping to give his bullpen the entire day off today. They lead 5-1 here in the bottom of the 9th with 2 out and a man on. One and 2 on Bosch. Hughes scattering just 4 hits this afternoon. And the 1-2 outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. That last ball, fastball at 93, so Hughes still has his good velocity here.
Yep, he was throwing that hard in the first, and he's maintained it throughout this contest.
121 pitches thrown. And the 2-2. That's toward left field, slicing to the corner. And it'll go foul back into the seats. So we'll do it again. Should Bosch get on, Peralta would be next. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Bosch goes down. So do the Tigers. An 8 strikeout performance for Phil Hughes. A complete game here today. He gives up just 4 hits and the home run to Fielder, the only run he allows. Final score in this one. Yankees win it 5-1. Back with more.